Hello, Nami and other people, to the Summoning Gate Guide, the second version. The first version, I did not like that, and I just needed to update it, so I thought right now would be a good idea, because I didn't really know what other weapons to do this week, so I'll just update the Summoning Gate Guide. It's probably going to be the only weapon guide I update, unless Legends has one weapon completely changed that I don't know about, but first off, about Legends, I've heard conflicting things about Argrok being removed. I've heard some people say it's still there and you just fly around in a colored bubble that spits fire because they're just colored spheres now instead of actual giant bosses you summon. So if that is true, which I have no idea because I don't have the Japanese version, don't ask me. But if it is true, then just ignore everything I say about Argrok. If you're playing Legends, I'll try to put in alternatives. But otherwise, then just enjoy the video. Okay, so for skills, strong attacks needed. Strength skill, any one really. I would say a 5 for Argrok is recommended. But if Legends doesn't have Argrok, then it's really just whatever you feel like using the most. I'd say 4 is pretty decent for keeps. 2 is decent for combos or weak point gauges or whatever you want. Okay, hasty attacks, that's absolutely needed on this. No healing or defenseless. I'd say no healing because this is a kind of defensive-ish weapon, so shields are kind of better on it, but if you want defenseless, then go ahead. Versus whatever you want. Versus dragons, probably not the best idea on this because fire on like Volga is not that great of an idea. And then I have finishing blow. I think it's better than special attack because special attack on this is not that great. Anything else is kind of just up to you. So, okay, in the last video guide, or the last version of this video guide, I said that this was like an okay weapon, mediocre. If Argrok is removed in Legends, then I could see this being one of the worst weapons in the game, honestly. But otherwise, I think it's a pretty decent weapon. It's not the worst weapon in the game. It's not that bad. Okay, so the weak attack string is a pretty bad weak attack string. You don't really want to use it. And I thought there was a bubble at the end. Maybe. Okay, I thought there was a bubble at the end. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just glitching out. Okay, so yeah, that's not really great. You don't really want to use that a lot. Okay, strong attack. That summons a random monster, or if you're playing Legends, a random colored sphere. Which, in Legends, you'll see a giant boss below the special attack gauge like you see here, instead of a colored bubble. So, just kind of look for that, because, or whatever attacks resemble each other, since I don't know specifically off the top of my head what color represents what giant boss. Okay, so that summons a random monster. The blast itself is pretty decent. It's good at comboing enemies. And then also each monster... The monster that summons isn't really that useful. The only one I find really useful is Manhandla, or the Stalking. That's actually useful I got then. Because enemies in it, they take poison damage, but they're also immensely slowed down, so it's super easy to combo them. So that one's a pretty good one to have. Okay, so then after you summon a monster, which is completely random, that's another thing people hate about this weapon, is that whatever attack you use with that monster or giant boss or colored sphere, then that attack will be powered up. So I'll just show the non-powered up versions. So this is combo 2, which is Dodongo, which that's what you want for breaking weak point gauges on regular enemies. It only works if you have hasty attacks. If you don't have hasty attacks, I don't think there's any way to guarantee a weak point break on a regular enemy. I mean, if it's like a Dark Note, then you can just do that, and then it's broken. So, yeah. The roll itself doesn't really do much. It's mostly just when you spin around, see it kind of like sucks in and hurts enemies. That's really the main thing you want on it. Otherwise, there's not really much to it. Okay, and then this is what you want for battling giant bosses. This is, I'm getting hit a lot. Otherwise, it's pretty bad, but you usually kind of want to stop. But that's what you use against giant bosses. Okay, now this attack, Goma, yeah, it doesn't really do much. It's kind of like if you need to clear out a patch of enemies in front of you really quickly, but I find just kind of doing strong attack is kind of better. And you can kind of dodge cancel strong attack and then just summon a ton of giant bosses so you can get the one you want. Like, oh, I want Manhandle. That's not Manhandle. That's... Okay, well, that's powered up Dodongo. I'll get to him later. Okay, so combo 5. Okay, so Argok pops out and just kind of fires ahead of you. Again, it's kind of if you want to clear a mid-range of enemies, but it's not that decent. Again, just kind of spamming strong attack and summoning whatever you want. A bit better, I think. Okay, now since this is a random weapon, this is going to be kind of annoying to do a guide on. Okay, so powered up Dodongo again. Okay, whenever you see that blue sphere around her, that means she's invincible. And every powered up version of an attack makes her invincible during some part of it. So, okay, well, besides that, the actual attack itself, it's kind of okay if you're battling an enemy, like singular enemy or a small batch of enemies, like this kind of. But it's not really that great. I don't know. Okay. I don't know how to explain it. Okay, let's get Manhandle. I wish I got this many Argroks normally. Oh, come on, I love all these Argroks. And yeah, I can't get all these Argroks I'm actually playing, but okay, one from the guide. Oh. I think the next most useful strong attack is probably Dodongo because he kind of traps enemies, so you can also combo them. I just think Manhandle is better. Can I get Manhandle up? Okay, I'm great. Okay, and now to spam. Okay. So the powered up version of this, it's a bit better, but the problem with it is that enemies can just shield it. But during this part, when she's like walking up, it's good. It does a lot of damage. That's really great. It's just you kind of have to do it before enemies shield against it. Otherwise, you're kind of just doing nothing. You can dodge cancel out of it, like after a certain part. Because I think it's the same here. I think, is it anytime? Yeah, it's just anytime. It kind of goes on for a while, so it can kind of be used as a decoy, but it's not that good of a decoy. I think just, again, a strong attack is kind of a better decoy if you want to do that. And now I'm never going to get Goma. Okay, never mind. Okay, Goma I like for taking keeps, because it does have a pretty wide range. The problem is this area kind of right here, right in front of you, is a blind spot, and that can be kind of an issue. But for taking keeps, it's not really that big of a deal. You can just do that. Okay, and now Argorok, the thing that everybody loves on this weapon. It's the only use of this weapon. That's kind of a... That's actually kind of true. I'm like, that's a lie, but it's not really. Okay, Argorok. You fly around, you are invincible, you kill everything, and if you press strong attack again, you fire blast of fire and jump off. It just does everything. Not really any explanation needed for that. You can dodge cancel off of it, I'm pretty sure, and I did not want to summon you. If I can, you know, get another one. The interesting thing is, like I said, you are invincible while riding it because everything is invincible when you're using the powered up version of it. And the amazing part about it is this is a keep with a barrier. Argrok doesn't care about barriers. You take no damage while you're riding Argrok. So you can just go into a barrier keep, take it, and well, now I'm taking damage. But you can kind of just do that. You can usually take a keep an entire go through of it. That was kind of a bad run. Okay. If you mess it up, if you're trying to summon Argrok and you mess up and you do a weak attack instead, then you can't use it again. It's unlocked. Okay, if you're trying to summon Argrok and you end up doing the last hit of the weak hit string, then you'll end up not being able to use Argrok. You'll have to go through and summon Argrok again because you'll lose him before you actually get to use him, ride him again, or use the powered up version, which is kind of a shame. I kind of wish they stayed around longer, like maybe not like Zelda's Dominion Rod. Those kind of stay around a bit too long, and kind of the Zelda's baton, like when enemies get caught up in the gust of wind. That's, I believe, 24 seconds. That'd be a good time. But otherwise, yeah, they kind of lost it. Not long enough. Okay, so for larger enemies, you can kind of just do this, and then, like, something like this. Strong attack and combo 2, or, yeah, strong attack and combo 2 are basically your best friends. And if he does a weak hit, or a weak point gauge reveal thing, then, okay, we lost. You know what, Nami? I'm just gonna do your mission. I don't really care. Okay, Impa, let's kill you, Impa. You're weak to fire. I am fire. Okay, I got here in not even 2 minutes. That's what I get for playing a level 39 mission with a level 255 character. Okay, Impa. So, okay, 2 things I didn't show. I didn't show the special attack. It's not that great damage-wise. It's good for clearing a crowd of enemies, but that's kind of just the strong attack on this weapon. So it's kind of just if you need extra damage or well, not really a giant boss. This thing is really great giant bosses. I don't know how to explain it. Another thing I forgot to mention is that when summoning Manhandla with the strong attack, the poison in it, it doesn't kill enemies. It just brings them down to 1 HP, so you can just slap them and kill them. Well, not the little mob enemies like these guys, but characters you can actually lock onto, like Impa or Outpost Captain or whatever. Yeah, they won't die. They'll just be brought down to 1 HP. Okay, so now onto that. Now, Impa combo time. Come on. Do the thing. Yeah, that thing. Okay. So yeah, just combo 2, and that instantly breaks it. Weak point gauge. That does not work without hasty attacks. You need hasty attacks for that combo to work. So that's kind of a problem. Another thing I forgot to mention is while going into keeps with Argrok, if that isn't in Legends, another thing you could do is just use the uncharged version of Argrok, because I know that's in the 3DS version, so you could just do this. You can just spam that outside of keep. You could maybe try to go inside a keep with the powered up Manhandla, or you could try to blast it with the powered up Goma. Those are like the only other solutions. I just think Argrok is just a way better way, because you can just be inside the keep and just make havoc around everywhere in it without being hurt by anything. So it's not like you have to aim properly. You can just be in it and just kill everything. So it's basically just use strong attacks to like space them out and juggle them if you're right in front of them. I'd say just watch out if you're right in front of them, because they can hit back. And if they shield the attack because they can shield it, then you're going to have to try to dodge cancel super fast. Otherwise, then you might not be having such a good time. And yeah, okay, that's it. Okay, giant boss time. Okay, so this thing got famous for tackling giant bosses through the rupee glitch, because it was first performed against Agoma with the summoning gate. Now it's been confirmed you can do it against any giant boss with any weapon, but it was first done with the summoning gate, and this was the combo used to take down giant bosses. So you do that, dodge, cancel, and then just use strong attack, and usually that takes down a giant boss. There's a few that don't. I believe if it's Argarok, maybe, and then I'm not sure about Dodongo. There's a few that don't work, but that might have been Dodongo. Huh? But yeah, then you can just kind of stay outside and then spam arrows or whatever at it. But yeah, okay. So yeah, you want to do combo 3, summon it, do the dancing thing, and then once it starts spitting out seeds, you want to dodge, cancel, and then strong attack. That's specifically the order you want to do. Okay, so let's just try again on this guy and actually show the weak point smash, because I don't think I've actually shown one this episode on anything. So you'll get this up. You'll get the giant boss. And I dodge canceled too late. And it died anyways. Okay, never mind. Summoning Gate, it's not terrible. It's just kind of bad. But not terrible. But it's fun, so you should use it more. This is one of the few weapons that, if you think just spamming the weak string is a good thing, thinking about the level 3 mission of this weapon, and you're just don't. Spamming strong attack would be a better idea, but that's still not a very good idea. So, yeah, you need to think when using this weapon. Okay. After your brain.